somewhere aboard a brewery.
Throw up that pre-game sign as soon as you're ready for us to get started. That's a sweet hat.
My hat, thank you.
I like that mermaid hat.
I mean, I like your hat too. Yeah. Oh, you're the one that ended up with that hat.
I got it.
All right, guys, welcome to Friday Night Fish Talk. This is the pre-game show. We've got Captain Louie, Captain Billy.
Hi, that's me.
And myself, Captain Gary.
Oh, Gary.
And we are at one of the coolest places on earth, in my opinion.
It's an awesome atmosphere here. I enjoy the heck out of it. Enjoy coming here. And the brews are, well, mighty delicious.
Delicious and endless.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, somebody's about to find the bottom of it.
Guys, we are at Marker 48 Brewery in Brooksville, Florida. I'd say what would it take you guys to get here? 35 minutes?
About 35 minutes.
From the marina?
Easy drive.
Super easy.
Straight
Go
shot.
straight south on 19, hang a left on 50.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be on your left-hand side, I don't know, 6 miles probably.
Yeah, wasn't bad at all. There's a Chick-fil-A down here too. So
I heard that.
It's a good thing to come down here.
Bree was very upset that we didn't stop there. So, but good thing is they have a food truck outside. Now they swap them out all the time.
Doesn't smell delicious.
Tonight is. Hey, what's the name of that food truck that's out there? Yeah. What's the name of the food truck that's out there, Bree? The what? The Lobster Tank.
Yeah, those fries, they were topped with lobster and cheese. Oh,
This
that
place
whole
is so
mess
cool.
was delicious.
Live band on the weekends.
Yeah.
They're jamming out back there right now. I mean, I can't recommend this place enough. And they just donated for tonight's giveaway some awesome
cool.
koozies, a sweet hat.
Yeah, definitely like that mermaid on there.
Sweet hat, and then a gift
Nursing
card.
home.
And then also a Marker 48 brewery mug or glass or whatever you want to call it.
Could
With
be
a
a milk
gift card.
glass.
Huh?
With a gift card.
With a gift
Gotta
card.
love that. 25 bucks.
Who doesn't want free beer? So stay
Everybody.
tuned to the very end for the Reel of Fortune, which will be giving away all this cool stuff. Now, we made a post yesterday that we had two special announcements.
Yep.
The second special announcement we're going to save until the very end for the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week.
Yep.
But the first one is,
Mighty excited for this.
let's throw it up on the screen, Sean.
I think it's a fishing tournament for
a fishing- there it is.
Bow fishing for dough.
The second annual.
Yes.
Because the first one was so dang successful.
Yeah, which was just pretty wild that it was only a month worth of planning. Somebody on Friday Night Fish Talk commenting, "Hey, when are you guys going to throw a kayak tournament?" And it was like, let's do it before
That's
Christmas.
crazy how that all started. This all started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're now going to be 2 years into it.
Yep.
It's
awesome
insane.
proceeds going to the kids. You know, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, I mean, so last year we ended up raising 75 fishing tackle packages.
That was tackle boxes, rods, reels. We even got some tackle in the boxes for the kids.
Yep.
Like it was everything for a start to go.
And then a little gift booklet from almost every bait and tackle marina donated.
That's right. Yeah, they all had
yep.
gift certificates inside.
So now we ended up donating that to the Citrus County Children's Advocacy Center.
Right.
But this year, we're actually working directly with school resource officers and guidance counselors from each school.
That's going to be the coolest thing.
And we're going to, there might not necessarily be, not every kid wants fishing gear.
No.
So
But we
what
may
we're going to
actually
do,
give them what they want.
we're going to find out what they want, and our plan is to raise money up front to where we can purchase these specific items. These kids deserve it.
Absolutely.
COVID's been real tough on a lot of people and a lot of families, so
It's going to be a fairly rough Christmas on some families. So if we can help and get the kids what they really want for Christmas, it's going to be an awesome feature.
super excited. So that's December 4th. Mark your calendars.
December 4th, first Saturday of the month for December.
What a perfect time of year, too. The fishing, that time of year back in the creeks for kayaks is unreal.
That's exactly it. We'll shut down all of our charters as far as airboating goes, keep from disturbing anybody.
And there's this beautiful lady. She has been taking care of, what is your name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. So Chelsea, that's her right there, right next to Louie. Making Louie look good, actually. So Chelsea's been on top of it all night. I'm telling you guys, if you want good beer, come down to Marker 48.
Absolutely. Awesome atmosphere.
Thank you, Chelsea. Yeah, so I tell you, and then here's something else that's really cool. Now tonight, You know, we usually do a whole fishing report, Captain Zach, but Zach's got a whole table full of captains over there.
Look live, boys.
Yep, you guys look, smile for the camera. You guys, look at those pretty faces. So we've got some Ozello Keys Marina's finest over there, and they're going to be giving away all the secrets tonight, but that's later on. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and get started with the show.
Absolutely.
And then when we come back, we're going to do just a real quick review of the week, and then we are going to get straight into the free-for-all with Captain Zac Zachry.
I'm excited to hear it.
Oh, me too.
We'll be right back.
That's Teddy.
Alrighty, guys, we are back. Welcome to Friday Night Fish Talk live at Marker 48 Brewery.
Love this place.
So excited. Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers.
up.
Cheers, gentlemen. Everyone cheers. Cheers, cheers. Throw your glasses up. Cheers to beer. All right, so this week has been phenomenal with fishing. Right?
It has been.
Louie, you fished several times.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we're at that time of year where there's redfish everywhere. The snook are moving in. We've had some crazy wind the past couple of days, but if you can get out there early in the morning, then the fishing's amazing.
is that the key right now, getting out early?
For sure. It just gets so hot.
Yeah.
There's nothing after noon. Even me, I don't like to eat in that hot sun. I mean, those fish are the same way. That water
Which
gets
says
to
something.
Yeah, exactly. It says a lot. It says a lot.
Billy will still eat, but he's not active.
You're
I
right.
can tell you that.
Yeah.
Not active. Exactly.
The food's got to come to me.
Yeah.
Cold, hot, freezing, dead. He's
But in the
eating,
morning-
but he's not active.
Fired up, ready to go.
So that's the key. I think we're going to probably hear that from the table full of captains
for
over
sure.
there, but someone might have some other suggestions. Me personally, I like fishing sunsets this time of the year.
Yep.
You know, that's one of my favorite times to get out. No boats. I mean, limited to no boats.
That's a fact. You get out there in the heat, and you're just constantly cooling off from there.
Yep. You know who you're guaranteed to see out there during the sunset fishing hours? The neighbors of Ozello.
Oh, yeah.
They,
sure.
They all get right.
Every time I go, or I'm shuck and scoured, the scallop shuckers are there like, yeah, we were out there last night at 9 o'clock. I'm like, 9 o'clock?
Well, I tell you what, that being said, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to go over to Zach. All right, so let's go over to Captain Zac Zachry, and let's hear about what is going on this week in the fishing world. Zach, take it over, brother.
How's it going, guys? This is Zach from Friday Night Fish Talk, and I got something real special for y'all. We've got all the captains from Ozello Keys Marina to give. Each one of them is going to give a fish report of the area, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to be covering everything from just north of Chris River, Spoolbanks, all the way down to Chassahowitzka, which is going to be pretty neat. We don't really do that a whole lot on the show. And then what's going to be really cool is you guys are going to be able to ask each guide individual questions. Just remember their names, ask them questions. When they're all done with the reports, you're going to be able to go and ask each of those guys the questions. It's going to be pretty cool. All right. So another thing is, from now on, when you're going to the fishing report, I'm going to be there, and I'll be introducing different captains from the area, and they're going to be giving you fishing reports as well, so it's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to start with Captain Teddy Shute down here and get a fishing report from the region that he's on. He's going to be covering basically, one species, kind of going over a couple different baits, and then we're just going to work our way down the line here. Ready, Teddy?
Thank you, Zach. Like Zach said, we're going over a couple things. Redfish is probably going to be one on the south end of the Suncoast Keys near Ozello. So any outer point of the incoming tide is usually going to be a pretty good bet. I'm throwing either pinfish, live or cut, or live mud minnows, or fresh cut mullet. And if you can, catch a ladyfish. Fresh cut ladyfish has always been a ticket for me, no matter night, day, doesn't matter. Morning, afternoon. Captain Gary said he likes to fish the sunsets. Those are pretty nice too. I like the mornings just because I can go home after the trip and rest the rest of the day. But as far as tackle goes, using a 2-aught or a 3-aught circle hook. And if it's real deep and strong incoming tide, then you can use a little Jim's jig head or any other jig head that you guys like. Usually like an 1/8 ounce or a 1/4 ounce. Artificial, if you're going out in the early morning or in the afternoon, you can use topwater spooks. That's my favorite artificial bait. Or you can use a little DOA swim bait on a owner, usually a 3-aught owner with a little twist lock on it. And you can toss it pretty good up in the mangroves. You can skip it pretty good. That's pretty much it for the artificial. But I think I'm good there. Back to Zach.
Some great info, Teddy. Now we're going to be going over to Captain Captain Carter Wade. He's going to give you some. He is, in my opinion, one of the better guides fishing the reef. He really knows the patterns of those fish. And what would be pretty cool, I'd like you to go over spool banks, because a lot of these guys here aren't going to be fishing spool banks, and then just touch on the reef a little bit, okay? And I want you to go over artificials on the spool banks. If you're going to go with live bait, kind of talk about what kind of live bait and how you're going to be hooking it, if you're going to be using weights, free line. Because a lot of people, they fish out there, and I know you and I fish out there quite a bit, and I see a whole lot of people actually fishing that completely wrong, and it honestly screws up everybody else around them. So try and start a trend of everybody doing the right thing, and also go over etiquette out there. That'd be another good one. So without further ado, here is Captain Carter Wade.
All right, thank you, Zach. So when it comes to spool banks, really it's all tidal dependent. So
Hold that a little closer now.
it's a little bit tidal dependent. So really on an incoming tide you want to be fishing the south side, and then on an outgoing tide you want to be fishing the north. But as most people do, we throw live baits a lot, and you typically want to be hooking those with about a 3 or 4 live bait hook in the tail, and then you want to use a good bit of weight. So I typically use about a 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce of weight. That works really well, and then there's lots of artificials you can throw, like whenever that school comes through. Gold spoons, jig heads, anything soft plastic that's got some weight to it. I throw DOA 5.5 inch jerkbait a lot. And about etiquette, there's a lot of people that do it properly, and there's always the people that have never really done it before. But whenever you're, how do I say this? Whenever you're coming up to it, a lot of people will get kind of in between all the boats, and they'll get right along that bar, sitting on top of it, which if some people don't know, but that pretty much ruins the whole spot, because I mean you're spooking all the fish off of either side of that spool bank.
Stay in line.
Yes, stay in line.
Stay in line.
Don't cut in line.
You'll see the line. Stay in the damn line.
Exactly. But
and then just touch on the reef a little bit.
okay. So down south, since snook season's coming in here soon.
Just don't give away any islands. Just in general.
I know. So down there on the Keys, since snook season's coming in, we'll talk about snook. You really want to be focusing on hard current. Drop-offs that rush around points, rocky banks, really anything with a large overcut, like overcut mangroves with shadows underneath them, any kind of drop-off on the bank. And most of the time we're throwing pinfish and mud minnows. And there's lots of artificials you can use too. I know Zach talks about it a lot, a 5.5 inch DOA jerkbait. nose hooked with about a 3.0 live bait hook. That works really well. Top waters work really well. I mean, that's one of your main things. Yeah, I mean.
And look for the mullet out there.
And always look for the mullet.
Look for the mullet.
If there's no mullet, there's not really a point in stopping.
Exactly. Look, do not go fish next to Carter.
Do not come fish by me.
Okay. He's fishing out of a 24-foot T-Craft, says OKM on the side,
Yep.
all right?
Yep, that's it. That's correct.
All right, guys, so we're going to go to a short commercial break brought to you by Baheo Sunglasses. Hands down the best sunglasses in the business.
Vagabond dreaming takes me through the night. Sipping whiskey by the river, living out of sight. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour toward the light. Sun does come 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour till I'm done.
So we've had some really good reports so far.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm learning some stuff.
A lot of mullets.
That might be the key.
It really could be.
Oh, wait, not just jumping mullets, but
The flying ones.
the flying mullets. How'd that go, Billy? So, I mean, how cool is this, guys? So, you know, as a group of guides, it's just like walking into Ozello Keys Marina. We're not afraid to tell you where to go. We're not afraid to tell you what to use.
Yeah.
You know, we are there because fishing's awesome.
That's what we do for life.
Yeah, and in my opinion, Louie, correct me if I'm wrong, but the more people that fish, the happier the world is, right?
Sure.
So that's what we're here for, is to give as much fishing knowledge as possible, but have fun while we're doing it.
Absolutely.
So I mean, that's why we're at marker 48 right now. And trust me, for whatever reason, someone in here keeps buying everybody a bunch of beers, because the more beer we drink, the more secrets we give. So I think it's Carrie that's buying everyone beer right now. But, all right, well, that being said, let's go back to Captain Zach so we can get into the fishing reports. Now, don't forget, guys, ask those questions. If you have a specific question for one of these guides, ask them now. Brianna's over there monitoring them, writing them down. So after we go around that table, then we're going to start answering those questions. So this is what we call Free-for-All Friday.
All right, guys, we're back here at the captain's table. All right, so I've got Jacob Imhoff with Ozello Fish Company, and he is going to go over. Now you're going over Homosassa, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I have literally no clue about Homosassa, so I'm going to learn a lot from you. Just go ahead, take it away.
Stuck in dirty, dirty water. So you want to find moving water with hard rock bottom. Live pinfish on a jig head. I prefer 30-pound leader because of all the rocks. You can use a circle hook, but they drift way too much in this hot weather. I also use shrimp on a popping cork. That works the best out there.
Okay, cool.
There's not much more to it. As long as you got the hard bottom and the moving water, you're good.
And you're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more on that. So I mean, we're using 30-pound. We're using, you said, a 3.0 circle hook.
Yep. Or jig head.
Or jig head.
Because the hot water, they don't like moving around much.
Okay, gotcha. And then what are you targeting with that
Redfish.
stuff?
Redfish snook will actually eat off the bottom too.
Okay, gotcha. Now, what are you targeting with your shrimp under the cork?
Redfish, sheep's head, stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha. And then, are there anywhere in particular you're fishing? I mean, Homosassa is a big area, so I mean, could you elaborate on like what areas you're fishing?
I'll give out my little secret.
Okay.
Sugar Bowl, always on fire.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, let's move right on down the line here. And, I don't know if you want to go over, your bass fishing and then touch on snook. You were talking to me about fishing for snook under docks. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you could go over, like, what time of the day, you're fishing those docks, what baits you're using, live and artificial. That'd be awesome. I think that'd help the viewers out a lot,
Okay.
up in their fishing.
Yeah, a lot of with the bass fishing right now, we're using a lot of top waters, buzz baits, and horny toads.
Nice.
Wigged, rigged, weedless.
Rigged weedless. There you go.
Are working a lot better because the grass and stuff's are all topped out. And
Sure.
The water's finally starting to lower a little bit.
Now, are you starting to use, your top waters and then your frog, kind of like the baits that are going to be mimicking frogs solely because it's hot and there's a lot of frogs out there right now, or
Mainly because the water clarity is all messed up.
Okay.
So they're striking more on the surface lures
Nice.
and stuff like that. So either real early or real late, kind of the typical summer pattern. As far as the snook fishing, I've been using a 7 to 8 foot heavy flipping stick with 25 to 30 pound all fluorocarbon. I don't use a leader at all.
Okay.
And I'm rigging the DOA XLs. The glow colors works really well, and I'm using that on a flipping hook.
Nice.
So it's a little heavier. It's got the little grooves on it to hold the bait on there. So that way when you pitch it up underneath the dock, you're not fouling your hook or anything.
Cool.
Thing you want to do is just underneath the docks. You can fish all around the docks and you're not going to get a bite. They're going to be underneath the walkways.
Nice.
Any little gangplanks, shade
Okay.
they can find.
Okay.
You want to have the water coming towards you, whether it's moving in or out. It doesn't
Interesting.
matter.
Okay.
And then throw up. You're going to be like throwing towards their tail, and they're going to be chasing that bait because they're going to be facing into that current.
Very cool. And then for artificials, what are you using? Or I'm sorry, for live bait, what are you going to be using?
For live bait, having trouble getting the live wild shiners,
Okay.
anything. So I've actually been using the mud minnows for my bass fishing as well as for the snook and redfish.
Nice. So now, are you using sometimes those wild shiners for the snook?
That's another, yes, occasionally.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And typically, where are you getting those wild shiners? Like Ed's or something like that?
Ed's has the domestics. If
Okay.
you want the wild ones and buy them and everything, you have to go over to Riverland Tackle.
Where?
Over in Riverland Tackle
Riverland
over
Tackle.
in Denellen.
Okay, gotcha.
Or Blue Gator.
Gotcha. But those mud minnows work just as good?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
they're a third of the price. Wild shiners are going to cost you, $30-35 a dozen, versus $8 to $10.
That break
for
you.
a
That break
dozen.
you being a guy. Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, I'll stick with mud minnows.
Especially the mudfish are eating them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and the bowfin have been crazy. Yeah, speaking of them.
All right, now our next guy here, man, myth, legend, Captain Kerry Gibson himself. Man, this guy, he's the silver fox of Ozello Keys Marina. That's what I'm saying right now. I mean,
How did I know
this
this was
boy
coming?
right here has got more experience than
Yeah.
every mother you know what here at the
No.
Fish Talk.
No.
Okay, yes he does. Take it away, Kerry.
So listen, guys, I've been up around Chaz. With scallop season going on, I haven't been able to fish a whole lot, but the trips I have been on, I'm back to my same old antics. I fish all the points in Chaz on the incoming tide, light leader, light line. I like 10-pound leader and 10-pound line.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it done. I like to throw mullet. This time of year, I know a lot of the other guys like to throw pinfish. Quite honestly, I suck at pinfish fishing.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going to be honest,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm a cut bait guy, and the redfish bite has been on fire. Our schooling fish are moving in now. It's only going to get better from here out. Get some cut mullet, chunk it up about 1-inch chunks, put it on a number 3 circle hook, throw it on the bottom, wait for the rod to bend. It's about as easy as it gets.
Now, Kerry, let me stop you there. I want to tell the viewers one more time here. Remember, you guys can ask questions all the way. All the way down the table here. So we're covering everything from the spool banks, all the way down to Chassahowitzka. All right. So, and there's a lot of different tactics here. You're going from Carter here, fishing the spool banks with 25-pound to Jacob here, fishing 30-pound, all the way down to Kerry down south. And I'm going to ask him here in a minute why he's going such light line. But, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader, and he's going to tell you exactly, why he's doing it. So make sure and ask those questions. Sorry to interrupt you, Kerry. I just wanted to go over that.
So the reason I use such light line and leader is down in Chaz, the water is just gin clear.
Yep.
And them fish are spooky. And if you put anything, it's just the way I fish.
Sure. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
It's not that it's right or it's wrong.
Oh, no.
Some
I mean,
guys may think I'm crazy.
I have
do I
never
lose some
fished down
fish? Yeah, every now and again.
Yeah, but I
It
mean,
happens.
heck, those hookups, that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
So, that's what I do.
That's awesome.
And then
Now,
scallop season being in,
yeah,
guys, there's plenty of scallops out there. Don't let anybody fool you. They're out of Bayport. Go out 8-10 foot of water straight off Bayport. You'll pick up all you want to pick up. And they're out front in front of the Keys.
Mm-hmm.
So scallop season's been real good this year to us.
Awesome.
And now seems like we got our second wave. Last couple days, we've all been doing tremendous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Sean, do I got time for a couple more questions here? Nobody really touched on trout much. You know, when do you feel like those trout are going to start showing up in Chaz?
Well, I've got reports from other captains. There's some trout there now.
Okay, cool.
They're starting to move.
Now, when you're fishing for your trout down there, specifically, let's just cover artificial right now.
Yep.
Like, us boys from Crystal River, we're throwing that white fluke, nose hooked, and that's primarily what we're going to use to the north of you. What are you going to be targeting your trout with down, you know?
Same exact thing.
Same exact. Okay, cool. Very cool.
Cracker
awesome.
rigged.
Awesome.
That's what we call it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I also like to throw Mirodines.
Okay.
The 808 is probably my favorite.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with it. You catch
Any
anything you want to
specific
catch.
color that you're looking for
The
there?
808.
Okay, that's the actual color. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's purplish, black with an orange throat.
Okay, cool.
You'll catch everything: reds, trout, snook.
All right, sweet. And then out of Homosassa, Jacob, where are you going to be targeting your trout, and specifically what kind of artificial are you going to be using?
You want the deepest water right now when it's hot. Shallow water, they won't be there.
Okay, and then what are you using in that deeper water?
My favorite is watermelon red, Lil John's.
Gotcha. Wonder who you learned that from. No, I'm just messing with you.
Hey, they kill it every time. Every time.
All right, give that back to Carrie. Carrie, we got a question about Chaz. What would you rather fish down with Chaz? Would you rather be fishing with pinfish down there, or would you rather be fishing with greenbacks down there? It's one of the viewers have got the question.
Listen, guys,
Hold that just a little closer. There you go.
I'm sorry. We don't fish a lot with greenbacks out of Ozello or Homosassa. None of the guides that I'm aware of do. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to be able to get greenbacks. The problem is by the time we go catch greenbacks and come back for our clients, our bait touches fresh water, and as we all know, they die instantly.
Exactly.
So that being said, I guess it would be pinfish.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's a great
if
great
it was
question.
live bait, for sure. Now, if you want to go catch greenbacks, absolutely. When they come through, I mean, that's like gold down there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's gold.
Nice.
So, for sure.
We got any more questions, Sean, right now? Come back. Okay, I'm going to go over to Carter for this question. Carter, the question is, how do you go about catching sheephead, and what kind of rig? Let's just go over the whole thing. Sheephead in general. Let's go over time of year, and then tackle. You know, obviously, live bait. You're going to need this.
So for targeting sheephead, they're kind of a finicky fish. You really want to have lighter leader, but sheephead really comes in season. Once we get that first or second cold front, they'll push offshore. You'll get them big spawners that'll push offshore, anywhere between 6 foot all the way out to 30 foot. And you're targeting those using live shrimp. Most of us use jig heads, or you can use a knocker rig with about a half ounce egg sinker.
And now when you're using your jig head, I don't know about you, but I've personally found if I can find a jig head with a shorter gap in between the point and the shank, you have a way better hookup ratio, because their mouths, unless they're a really big one, their mouths are pretty small. So if you guys can find a jig head that's got, like I said, you got the hook comes around like this. If you can find a gap that is shorter between the barb and the shank of the hook, your hookup ratio should be significantly higher. And then you're getting a sheephead because you feel that thing feels like a giant pinfish down there. Pop, 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 pop. And I don't know.
It feels just like whenever he actually eats it, it feels just like dead weight slowly pulling away.
Exactly. And so that's when you're going to set that hook. Tell them about that.
So, I mean, when you're setting the hook on a sheephead, you want to set it like you're trying to break the rod.
You're setting like you're setting on a bass.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to. You know, I mean, they got a bony mouth. So. All right, Sean. What else we got?
I got something to add to that sheep's head.
That's a great question. Carrie, we're going to go back to you. Have you been seeing any triple tail down in Chaz?
No, I have not.
Have not seen any down there.
But
okay.
in all fairness, like I said, I've been so busy scalloping.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, I do know up by y'all, though, I've heard some stuff that
and
there's
then
some showing up a
probably
little
out there on the buoys, out there on the weed lines, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So guys, typically when we're going for the triple tail, I like to fish them on an incoming tide. Because that's when you're going to get all those weed lines in. I'm assuming it's going to be the same down in Chaz, but you have those weed lines come in, and that's what those triple tails specifically are going to be sitting on, are those weed lines. So,
sure.
And then now, say they're out there, they see a triple tail. What are you going to use for bait for them?
Typically just pitch a live shrimp.
Live shrimp, and that's just going to be
you
free
talked
line.
about this the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Free line in it, light. I mean, that 10 pound, that 15 pound is going to work great. So they can't see it, and just pitch it right over them with a bear hook. Cool, very nice. Yep. All right, Teddy, I got one for you, buddy. What moon phase do you like fishing the most?
Which what?
Moon phase.
Teddy likes the full moons.
He likes the day after the full moon.
Full moon.
Actually, believe it or not, our last big full moon that we had, the day after, it was pretty good fishing.
Yeah?
We were all talking about that one day. Remember that? I don't know, Carrie, I was talking to you about
Pull
it.
your mic down just a teeny bit. There you go.
But, no, it was a good day for fishing. Everyone did well. But I would say my favorite moon phase is right before the full moon.
Right before
Probably
the full
like
moon.
3 to 4 days, I've had my most success. That's just me personally. I've caught them on every single moon phase, so, I feel like it's a live and learn type of thing. Just go for it. But 3 to 4 days before the full moon, I've had pretty good success on. Yep, incoming tide. Incoming tide has always been the best.
So Gary Bartell's got something to add. I'm sure it's gonna be smart coming from Gary, but.
By smart, if you mean accurate, yeah. So Captain Marvin Williams actually taught me one time. If the moon is holding water, if it's holding water, there's fish in that water, and they're ready to eat.
All I know is I'm so glad nobody asked me, because I have no clue. I'm not up at night to look to see what the moon's doing. I just head out there, you know what I mean? But, there's a rhyme, there's a rhythm to it. I just don't know it. I just go out and... Now, if I have a bad day of fish, I can tell you what, first thing I blame it on is the moon. Oh, this damn moon, God,
Now, Zach, we talked about this a little bit last week. We're going to be bringing, we're going to do a scientific episode for next season. We're going to bring in a biologist to actually talk about the science behind fishing, the moons, the tides, after the moons. But Captain Marvin Williams, Captain Carey will tell you, one of the best trout fishermen in our county, if not the best. And he taught me if the moon is holding water, that's the best time to go fishing on when it comes to moons. Yep.
Pretty cool.
Is he going to teach us the way the wind blows as well?
He passed away, so.
All right. If he was here, he would.
It's blowing south. No, it's coming from the north. No, it's blowing south.
All right. Do we have more questions for Zach?
All right, so the question is, has anybody seen any tarpon? Have anybody seen any tarpon? I know personally.
Yes.
Pass that
There you
mic
go,
over
right
to
here.
me
I've probably seen, probably 15 or 20 here in the past couple days.
Same here. And then where have you seen them?
Right there in the St. Martin's Channel.
St. Martin's Channel. Yep. I know last year there was a pile of them right when the St. Martin's comes into the mangroves there in that deep trough there. Yep. There were all those teeny little ones there last year. Yeah. Droves of them. So, Teddy, have you seen them anywhere?
Yep, same spot.
Same spot.
Yep.
Everybody else? 2 no's and 1 yes. So everybody's been seeing them in the same area. And we're going to go right over to Gary Bartell.
there.
Guys, so we are back. So my mic was off when I was explaining that. So I was talking about we have a special guest. Special guest is a very close friend of ours. He's also a good neighbor.
Awesome neighbor.
The one, the only Ayinde Matthews with State Farm in Brooksville.
Heard his name for how many seasons?
So
now we got his face on board.
You know,
that is it. That is it.
Here's the deal. So you know, when people think of State Farm, I think your mass majority of people, when they think of State Farm, they think of what? Car insurance?
Yep, car insurance. Home is probably next.
But there's so much more, and the most important part to us is
boat insurance.
Boat insurance. That's right.
It. That is it.
That's it.
I almost missed my cue there for you.
That's right. There's the anticipation of it. So, you know, especially in a guy's world, insurance is so dang important. All right, but not just in commercial. In
the residential side of it.
Right.
I mean, you know, so why don't you talk about a little bit of, you know, what makes it important, you know, what could happen, how you can benefit or how you can help, you know, your consumers benefit from, you know, coming to talk to you, at least get a quote. You know, you do our car insurance, our life insurance, our business. I mean, you're setting Billy up with mortgages. Like, you do everything. You do it everything. So
all you guys get to talk about fishing all night, the good fun stuff, and I got to come on here and talk about like this.
I'm still talking about work.
Well, that's because our work is fishing. Your fun is fishing. You grew up fishing. Right now you've got the fleet of the coolest dang boats. You know,
I got a pretty cool one. I like mine. So I guess the best way to kind of start this off is really kind of point out and describe what Crystal River truly has to offer. I don't know if you guys got any pictures or not, but probably the best way to really explain it is show you guys. Crystal River has, there you go, of course, our rock piles, our oyster bars, right? Yeah. Who hasn't seen those? Oyster bars galore. There's more, so and sometimes they get hidden, right? You know, that tide come in a little bit and you can't see it. So the moral of the story here is we have everything from shallow areas to oyster bars to rock piles, all these different things that can harm our boats, right?
That's it.
And if you go in there and look, I mean, there's a good aerial view. I mean, outside of the potholes and the things we like to fish, you got your mud flats, but in general, you can have every form of protection, and I guess we'll go to the next row here. What people like to think is going to be there to kind of help us out. So you can sink your boat. You know, you can end up like that guy.
That was Teddy driving that boat.
Oh no, Teddy. There it is again. You know, we see it quite often. Hey, who hasn't been there?
Yeah.
Who hasn't been there? I've been there a couple times. Waiting for that tide to roll in, right?
Yeah. I've been in that one quite a few times.
That's a tough one.
I need to drink another beer. This is starting to hurt.
It's cringeworthy.
Some of us have been that guy.
Yeah.
Many of us. I mean, that happens. You know, this stuff happens on the regular. I don't care who you are. I don't know how good you are. I don't care how long you've been running this area. Yeah. This happens.
There's a last name Zachry that it happened just yesterday. And it's not this Zachry.
Oh.
No. I feel bad saying it. Old Memphis.
Oh, really?
He found bottom.
I didn't know about that. He didn't tell me yet. I didn't get the call yet.
Memphis is one of the most skilled boaters. You know, grew up here, but
Sorry
happens.
for throwing you in there, Memphis, but
you know, crab traps. Crab traps grow barnacles. Crab traps move.
Yep.
So it does. You know, I
the
love
buoy
oyster
bars move. They grow. People don't understand they grow.
You're right.
So you can think it stops or starts here,
and then next year you come back and it's 10, 15 feet off.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So I guess where I could start off from there is kind of let you know. So ideally what people think is, oh, the best way for me to not lose my lower unit or not, hit a rock pile or oyster bars to have all these different things like, let's see, some of the poles, a skeg guard, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that one. How many people we see running around with a skeg guard? That's a crazy one. Depth finder. Oh, that's going to tell me when I run into the shallow areas.
A little too late.
Yeah.
Hey, stop here. This is a good one. I don't know who sent this one in. So actually, GPSs are the most common form of protection that people think is going to guide them around our waterway. But that's a picture of Mullet Key, right?
Yep.
We all know where Sandy Hook and Mullet Key if you fish Chris River any. Well, between just west of Mullet Key, you've got a string of oyster bars.
Oh, yeah.
And in that picture right there, I think what the person tried to point out to us is on your typical GPS, it doesn't show any of your oyster bars. Yeah. So as a consumer or as a buyer of a GPS, you think, man, this GPS steered me wrong. No, the technology just isn't there, per se, to really show you where all the oyster bars are. So you can have a GPS, you can have a skeg guard, you can have a depth finder, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's not going to protect you fully from...
It just gives you a little warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside until bottom finds you.
Until bottom finds you, right.
Well, man, let's state the obvious. I use Florida Marine tracks. I think the majority, you told me you use Florida Marine tracks. They mark what they know is there.
Right.
They mark what they know is there. But like we were talking about crab traps, I've hit, I'm going to completely lie. I've hit twice in my entire life. Way more than that. But one of the times that actually caused a lot of damage was what I was talking about earlier, a crab trap.
Yeah.
I hadn't ran that area in a long time. It was down in Chas. I'm talking 2-3 years. Cruising through. And I knew exactly where I was from the state markers, and I was like, no, I remember this, and boom. I said, man, there's never been a rock there. I know that. Turned around, and it was a red crab trap that turned into rock. And the only reason why I knew it was red is because my skeg, when I was trying to pull it out of it, I could see the red afterwards. Things move.
Right.
Accidents happen, but what is the best cause? What is the best fix for an accident? Insurance.
A good neighbor.
Yeah, you're a good neighbor.
So I guess if you ever want to get to the point where you see these guys running the back creeks, and the guys at Chassahowitzka, and your Homosassa guys, and you see them running balls to the wall through the back creeks, making lefts, making rights. Yeah, they may have Florida Marine tracks. They may have a skeg guard. They may have a kill guard. They may have a depth finder. But the best form of protection that you can get to give you the most confidence in operating that boat is, that's it.
Right there.
Good old insurance policy, right?
That is a fact.
Ultimately, if something happens, it's going to cover you for hitting an oyster bar, blowing your lower unit, sinking your boat. It's going to be there for you for all those different things. Towing. I just got a call today. Guy needs to be towed in. I'm not going to say who. It's a local. But a guy needs to be towed in. He's like, hey, what do I do? Hey, your boat policy has towing on it. Let's get you covered.
Gotta love that.
Ultimate form of protection, and the number one thing that you guys need to think about and consider before going out and boating is that policy in place for me when I need it the most?
That's a fact. Being in the marine technician industry that I was, working at a Mercury dealership, multiple marinas, that's the difference. Is when I find that customer that has smacked a rock, I get the guy that's coming up with tears, like, what can I do? And I get the other guys that show up who's like, all right, I'm going to call my insurance guy. I'm going to have a gear case in about 5 days.
Yep, and a funny story.
That's
how you know.
And it's always it's a funny story when you know it's covered. When it's not covered,
it's not funny.
It's not funny at all.
Listen, don't tell anyone about this. Shoot.
It's tears.
No, all right. So listen, we're having people that are asking, how to get a hold of you. Now, before we give this information out, I want to warn you all. He is great at what he does, right? Because he knows our area.
Yeah.
I want to say you are the only insurance person that I know that knows
actually catches fish.
That actually catches fish
okay.
and backwater fishes.
Yes,
everyone has boats. Let's face it. We live in Citrus County and Hernando County. Everybody owns a boat. but you backcountry fish, so you understand. So Ayinde is going to help you choose the right plan. I can vouch for that. He has saved Brianna and I's ass and possibly Brody's future by helping us in a major life insurance crisis where we thought we were covered. You helped us, man. I really cannot thank you enough. The best person you can talk to for any type of insurance, and if he can't do it, he's going to guide you to where, you know, like charter insurance.
Right.
You know, you helped me out. You know, State Farm doesn't do charter insurance, right?
You don't.
But you guided me.
You guys clocking too many hours on the water for us to be able to assess that risk.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, airboat tours till when? When do you guys stop doing airboat tours? What time? When's your last tour tonight?
I run from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
So we do have a quick question. All right, go, Sean. They want to know if you can stand up to see if you're wearing khaki pants.
I'm actually not wearing pants at all today, so this might get awkward if I stand up. So can we go to the next question, please?
But you are wearing khaki pants, right?
No, actually,
is that
a standard?
They are khaki colors.
That is a standard uniform for us.
Really? All right. All right. So now, how do people get a hold of you, Ayinde?
So, if you know me, you know the best way to get a hold of me is calling the office. Office number is 352-340-4158. We are open Monday through Friday. And if you really, really know me, you know my cell phone.
And then also, guys, if you know, we should do a post after this, Sean Bree. You know, putting his information out there because I really cannot recommend you enough. You've been just a blessing to our family, to our marina, to all the captains, to people that store their boats with us. You're an incredible person. You run an incredible business, and the best part, you have an incredible team.
That's a fact.
My team is awesome. I appreciate them every day. So wait, I gotta say something. You got to ask all these guys what was their favorite tackle. You know what they're using out there.
All right, I'm good with that. Let's do the Ayinde Matthews State Farm fishing report with Ayinde Matthews.
Nice. So right now, I am doing more artificial. I know a lot of you guys like to use live bait. I am a classic. I didn't hear it tonight. Paddle tail fisherman.
All right.
You can find yourself a nice 3 to 5 inch paddle tail. Very easy. You can have your beginner to your expert fisherman. Did you say? Oh, you said paddle tail? I didn't hear you. That's it. Listen, that's it. Man, anything with like a lime green tail, you know, I like my naturals, but 3 to 5 inch paddle tail, jig head, you cannot go wrong.
So what's the secret to working a paddle tail? How do you work your paddle tails? Like as far as jigging?
Steady retrieve, double twitch,
steady retrieve.
We've talked about this before. That's the trick to paddle tail fishing. Steady retrieve. It's already doing the action for you. Where people make their biggest mistakes is.
That's me.
Yeah.
I made that mistake for the longest time. Didn't catch a thing. It was until somebody told me just to reel it.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, dude. I really appreciate everything.
All right, bro.
So we are going to go ahead and slide into the catch of the week, presented by the one and only Extreme Decalz, which Brian from Extreme Decalz is helping us with the whole redesign of the new studio.
I called Brian 2 times.
Yeah?
Yeah, what's going on? He too busy for me or what?
He is stacked busy, but we'll remind me after the show.
Put in the call for him.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the catch of the week.
A beautiful grouper, old Captain G guy.
With a beautiful grouper.
Look at that ugly mug.
Hey, Carter. Carter, do you know who those people are? Who's that?
Good looking
Captain
reds.
Ken
Nice trout
Craig.
on there.
Man, he's producing some fish right now.
He has, too.
He is doing incredible. He should be Captain Ken Craig. Anytime he brings someone out fishing, they always catch more fish for some reason.
Yeah. That is beautiful smoke.
I believe, I'm not sure exactly. It was her birthday last week. That's Laura. I'm not sure if that picture is from her birthday, but that is her first snow, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, I believe that's her first snow.
Absolutely.
Captain Carter waves, some happy clients, happy reds.
I feel like I've seen that guy before.
Yeah. my bet's he's going to win tonight.
Oh, what was that catch?
We'll talk about that.
That was a quick one.
Captain Gene Miller, the beautiful snook.
That Ginu, that nice
All right, so real
setup
quick,
he's done
before
on
we
that.
get to the next picture, I think these next ones are mine. So I want to talk about the best catch of my entire life, all right?
It was like a 2-pound bass or something?
So, yeah, 2-pound bass. So these next few photos are photos. I went through my Facebook, my MySpace to find out what the best catch I've ever had. You know, since this is our last episode of the season until October, I want to post the best catch of my life, and we found them. So let's go ahead and go to that real quick. There it is.
Happy anniversary.
I would like to say happy anniversary to my beautiful wife, Brianna. Yes, I proposed to her at a fishing tournament.
Yes,
so.
I was a weighmaster and was completely blown away myself. She said yes, that was the part I was blown away at.
So happy anniversary, Brianna.
He's crying a little bit.
Thank you for the best 3 years, 4 years. How long have we been doing?
Sorry, I ruined the cheese tray.
All right.
That did happen.
Yes, let's talk about this real quick. All right. All right. So no one knows what's happening here except whoever took this photo.
Yeah.
So Billy was getting ready to, put some cheese trays or give some cheese out to somebody.
Beautiful cheese tray that was
He
about
just,
to present.
what'd you dump champagne on it?
Yeah,
What'd you
it's
do?
bad.
He dumped a bunch of champagne on the cheese tray, and then he's emptying out in the flowers, and then he
I was
turns
hoping
around.
nobody was looking.
Well, then he turns around and gives it to Brianna.
Some cheese?
Yeah. Well, Bree's laughing.
Yeah, I got busted. I was hoping to be incognito on that one.
So happy anniversary to my beautiful wife, Brianna. All right. So where are we at now? That was the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. Now, is there any more questions for the captains, or what do we got? We're about done with that one? All right, so I want to thank all of our awesome guides over there. You guys,
Great having you all on board.
Awesome, man. I really feel like I'm not BSing because you're standing in front of me, but I feel like we have the best team of guides in the county, if not all the counties.
That's a lot of BSing.
I mean, I'm telling you guys, yeah, it's a lot of BSing. There's not a lot of people that'll get up here and tell you what these guys do, but I really encourage you to go and book a trip. Now, we're almost done with the new captain's page for Ozello Keys Marina and Ozello Boats, which all these pretty faces are going to be listed on there with how to get a hold of them, everything. If
Love
you
it.
guys want to book a charter with them, please, you know their names, you know their businesses. If you need help, just let us know. We'll get you in contact with them.
So that you pick out what kind of fishing you want to do, and we have a guide for it.
That's it, man. And one of my favorite parts, I didn't want to interrupt earlier, but Captain Carey. So when I got started in guiding, everyone can attest to this, right? When you first get started in guiding, you kind of get shunned. It's a natural thing. You're an intruder. You're stepping on someone's foot.
I get it every day on the airboat.
Unfortunately, I started in Homosassa where...
that's epic shunning.
Yeah, if you are not, a part of some special association there...
Or family.
Yeah, family or, web toes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You do not belong on the river. But Captain Carey took me in. He taught me, everything that I knew and got me started. And, Carey, I cannot thank you enough, man. Thank you for everything. Oh, he's hard to hear, but
You did great. I can tell you if there was somebody who could, if scallop season was a game or whatnot, a single game, and somebody could get most valuable player of scallop season, I would think that Carey would definitely have gotten it.
100%, man.
He was there for all of us. Zach broke down. He was there. He gave us the spot to start with the first day.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
We all went out there, got it. I mean, Carey Gibson is a class act, dude, and no one can take that from him.
No, he can't. He could be loud, but he's loud and funny. So
he's a stand-up dude.
He's a stand-up guy.
There's not a lot of them left in the world.
Yep.
There we are.
So, no, but all of you guys, man. I cannot tell you, the past few days I took some time off, stayed at home, hung out, and I had such anxiety. And I thought it was anxiety from not being at the marina, but it was anxiety from not being around y'all 24/7. That's the truth, man. I love being around you guys. So, all right. That being said, are we doing a commercial break, or are we gonna do Extreme Decalz? Oh, I love this commercial. So let's go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna do the giveaway. Ooh. Or the secret question, then the giveaway.
Hey Gary, what you doing? As nice as that sounds, what if we went and did something a little more custom? Do you know anybody that might be able to make a switch panel like this?
Let's go talk to Brian.
I think Brian would be a good idea for that.
Cool, let's go.
It'd be sweet.
Oh, Brian. Hey, man.
What's up, Brian?
I got a cardboard cutout. Can you make it into something for me?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. What?
This is our dash panel complete. Just wanted to throw a huge shout out to Brian up there at Extreme Decalz. Nailed it. This is exactly what I had envisioned when I drew literally a cardboard cutout for this to become a true dash piece and showpiece at the same time. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm super stoked to see this thing on the water.
All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into the question. Now, this question has to do with Marker 48, right?
Where we are.
Seriously, I cannot thank Marker 48 enough for letting us, host the show here.
It's been an awesome venue to be at.
Incredible. They're
should do
so
this every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like this guy's thinking.
They're super attentive. I mean, they keep walking up. You guys good? And I'm thinking just because maybe we have the show and we got everyone here, buying beer, but I'm watching.
Oh yeah.
Their service is second to none.
When you still have a beer and they ask if you want another,
They give you a
chip
chip.
it.
Yeah, they give you a chip. So, all right. So the question tonight is based off of Marker 48 Brewery. Now, a little background of Marker 48. There's a reason why it's called Marker 48. All right. The beer that I'm drinking is called Red Right Return, which you can find in almost any beer tavern. Chili's. I think Chili's actually sells it too.
Yeah, a lot of our chain restaurants are starting to pick up on it.
So if it's an even number, it's a red color, right? What I'm getting at is what marker, or what Marker 48, what river
are we based off of?
Well, what river? I'm trying to think of how to ask this one.
Yeah.
The Marker 48 that Marker 48 Brewery
stands for
picked because of a river that they're very close to and very partial to. Which river is it? All right.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
It's gonna be a fun one to look up.
For sure.
I know you got the answer.
I doubt it.
I don't know if Google has
Did I ask that correctly?
I think you did. Yes. Which Marker 48 marker?
Which river?
Yeah. Which river is this Marker 48
representing?
There it is. Yeah.
Represent. I don't know. That's such a hard.
I think I'm going
question.
to. I have a designated driver.
I'm trying to think in my head how to properly ask that.
Which marker is Marker 48 named after?
Well, 48. But what river?
Which marker 48? Inspired by. Which marker? All right. Marker 48 is a Coast Guard channel marker that's inspired off of which river? There we go.
Should we say what county?
Nope.
No county.
We'll see how many people start answering it.
Yeah. 48.
What?
Marker 48 was named after which marker?
Which
Gary, we'll give them a clue. It's within all of our fishing area.
Yes. So Citrus County.
It's in Citrus County.
It's on the Nature Coast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gave that hint out unless somebody didn't answer.
We'll say there's a Heaven's Gate on it, right?
Whoa!
A Heaven's
now you're
Gate.
giving it away. You gotta let some answers get in first.
I gotta. Oh, thanks, Louie. Yeah, $10 rock.
Let's just give it away.
We're being sarcastic.
Well, no, Bree's only written 2 answers down over there. We talked about this river several times tonight. I started my guide career on this river. I'm gonna end it up on there. So, Bree's filling out the. Oh, by the way, guys, the second special announcement, I forgot to add this earlier, was the wedding anniversary, blah, 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 blah. So,
Blah, 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 blah.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Bree, how many more spots do we have? 5 more spots, guys. It's the second most commonly mistaken name, or the hardest to pronounce name. I don't know.
There's enough hints out there.
Brianna just told us to shut up.
Yep, pretty much.
Hey, go back to that shot, Sean. Hey, Carter, can I get a hand check? All right, both hands.
Put them on the table.
We're almost there.
I love switching cameras just to catch those awkward looks.
Yeah, just keep in mind that's usually me every week.
Hey, I tell you
Every
what,
week.
let's go around real quick.
Tackle table talk. Louie's like,
We're gonna go over.
oh, I can only imagine.
We can hear them
real quick.
I'm
So,
sure it's PG-13.
Teddy,
I can hear
website
everything
address.
Carrie
What
says.
is it?
Let's get this thing rolling. Hold on. Can you hear me or no?
Is the mic on?
There we go.
All right, go ahead. Tell them how to
Can
get a
you
hold of
hear
you.
RealAddictFishingCharters.com.
All right, Captain Carter, what's your address?
What are we talking about?
If
Crystal
somebody
River
wants to
Fishing.
book you for a charter, how do they get a hold of you?
You can look me up at crystalriverfishingexpeditions.com, or my number is 352-804-3175.
And then all you
don't care
viewers should
about you,
know,
Zach.
because you know my name over
99% of the people are like,
Gary's and
We know.
Louie's. It's ChrisRiverFloridaFishing.com. You can reach me by phone,
Pass it,
352-228-9225. Again, that's Captain Zac Zachry with Tried and True Outdoor Adventures. How do they find you online?
Ozello Fish Company. We have a website, Facebook, Instagram. Yes. We have all of that.
What's your MySpace page?
CaptainGeneMiller.com. If you go on my Facebook site, I'm giving away 2 charters this month.
Oh.
So go check it out on Sure and
Did I
Win.
hear 2 charters you're giving away?
Yeah, the giveaway is September.
Captain Kerry Gibson with Southern Slam Outfitters. You can find me at southernslam.com.
Beautiful.
Is it southernslam.com or southernslamoutfitters.com?
Huh?
Southernslamoutfitters.com?
Yeah.
You just said Southern Slam.
Huh?
You forgot your outfitters. What's your website?
I told you they shouldn't have gave me that third beer. southernslamoutfitters.com.
There it is.
Thanks for the update,
Listen,
guys.
The answer is Homosassa, so the next 2 people
Hey,
to say
Gary.
Homosassa gets
Gary.
on the board. We got to spin it.
Gary, next week, this is what it's going to be. This is
We're not
going to
be here next week.
We're off
Oh, next time it's open. You have to guess the age of Manhead here.
You said it too soon. That would have been a good one, though.
Manhead.
People are going to be
No,
trying to
I'm
go
just saying
fishing with
nobody
them all
knows. I
month.
mean, you just got to get
Is
it.
it listed on your Facebook?
You know, is he 50? Is he 16? No one knows. No one
That's true.
knows.
It's a hard one. That is a hard one.
50 or 16?
Nope.
It's Homosassa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Just
12.
threw that one out there. Huh?
No more hints. Yeah. That's all right. It's all filled out. All right, so let's spin this reel. Do we have anyone from Marker 48? I tell you what, let's have Ayinde spin the wheel.
I love it.
Yeah.
Bring it on, Ayinde.
Put it right up here, right in front. Let's see. Yeah, put it right in front of Teddy. Put it right in front of the table. Will it show well?
Yep, we'll move.
All right.
Yeah, let's go behind Zach and Carter.
That's not a bad one right there.
Who said that?
All right. All right, so our special guest, Teddy, why don't you get out of the way there? All
Hey,
right,
Teddy,
there we
what
go.
you can do is hide behind it, but hold it.
Yeah, put your foot on it. All right, so Ayinde Matthews from State Farm is going to go ahead and spin this wheel. All right, let's go to the shot.
All right.
Let's see who's going to win.
Let's go.
You got to. There you go.
Here we go. Who's the lucky winner?
Purple.
Green.
Blue.
Purple.
Green.
Nick Finch. Captain Nick Finch
Nick
from...
Finch got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
Good
just
job,
got a
Nick.
free charter from all these guys.
Here. Tell them what they want.
Hey, you want a $25 gift card to Marker 48 and a sweet hat. You might not get the hat.
Yeah, the hat's, yeah.
There you go.
Few koozies.
Koozies.
Mark 48 glass.
Free life insurance from State Farm.
Yeah.
Free life insurance.
All right.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you all very much for Friday Night Fish Talk. So we will be back October 1st. So this is the last episode of this part of the season.
Yep. Are we going to give a hint as to where we'll be?
Not yet.
Okay.
Soon. So actually, that episode will be on the road.
Days.
So excited.
30 days, is that where we're at? 30 days. So
1 month.
the next episode of Friday Night Fish Talk is going to be a very special one because we're going to be on the road. We're not going to be in Citrus County.
Nope.
We're not going to be on the Gulf Coast, only half of it.
Yeah.
So stay
Fitty,
tuned.
fitty.
And then the second episode of Friday Night Fish Talk is going to be an all-new, remodeled studio.
Love it.
The whole shebang. I mean, this is going to be the big one. So
We're getting a bigger casting couch.
on the behalf of Friday Night Fish Talk, we thank you very much. Captains, thank you all very much. Let's
great
give a round of
having
applause for everybody, and we'll see you all here soon. Perfect. All right, great job, everybody.
Hey, y'all want to hear something funny? Like, no bullshit? The dude that won,